Dr. Nathan Pierce had been Providence's most trusted veterinarian for 19 years. Families brought their beloved pets to Riverside Animal Hospital knowing they would receive compassionate, expert care. Children trusted Dr. Pierce with their puppies and kittens. Elderly people brought him their aging companions. Everyone knew that Nathan Pierce loved animals and would do anything to save them. His walls were covered with thank you cards from grateful pet owners. His reputation was built on caring when other vets gave up hope. But what those trusting families did not know was that for the past 6 years, Dr. Nathan Pierce had been performing fake surgeries, billing for procedures he never completed, and allowing treatable animals to die while telling owners he had done everything possible. He charged thousands for operations he never performed. He prescribed treatments that were never needed. He euthanized healthy animals and told owners they were too sick to save. All while collecting insurance payments and cash from families who would have done anything to save their pets. What you are about to witness is the complete destruction of a man who betrayed the most vulnerable patients and the families who loved them. So if you have watched this far, do not miss the end. Like the video and dive into the story, because this confrontation between calculated cruelty and unwavering justice will leave you speechless. It is Monday morning, 9 a.m. sharp, at the Providence Municipal Court. The courtroom is packed with devastated pet owners, some clutching photographs of animals they lost, others holding the pets that miraculously survived despite Pierce's negligence. And there, at the defendant's table, sits Dr. Nathan Pierce in a professional suit, his expression showing a man who still believes his veterinary degree provides some shield. The bailiff's voice cuts through the emotion. The state of Rhode Island versus Dr. Nathan Andrew Pierce. Judge Caprio looks down from his bench with visible disgust. Dr. Pierce, you stand accused of fraud, animal cruelty, practicing veterinary medicine with criminal intent, and theft, totaling over $2.1 million from pet owners over 6 years. How do you respond? Pierce stands, attempting professional composure. Your Honor, I believe these charges misrepresent difficult medical decisions and unfortunate outcomes that sometimes occur in veterinary practice. Medicine is not an exact science. Judge Caprio's eyes flash with anger. Difficult medical decisions, Dr. Pierce. You billed families for surgeries you never performed. You told owners their pets died during operations when the animals were never sick enough to require surgery in the first place. That is not difficult medicine, that is fraud and murder. Pierce's voice remains measured. Your Honor, every treatment decision was made with the animal's best interest in mind. Sometimes, despite our best efforts, patients do not survive. Best efforts? Dr. Pierce, let me tell you what investigators found. You had a surgery room with cameras that you did not know were installed by the building's security system. Those cameras recorded you sedating animals, waiting the amount of time a surgery would take, then waking them up without performing any procedure. You billed families thousands of dollars for operations that never happened. Do you deny this? Subscribe to Judge Stories if you believe veterinarians who betray animals and their families deserve maximum punishment. For the first time, Pierce's composure cracks. Your Honor, there may have been isolated incidents where treatment plans changed during procedures. Isolated incidents? Dr. Pierce, investigators reviewed 6 years of records. You performed fake surgeries on 83 animals. You billed for procedures totaling over $2.1 million. 83 families paid you to save their pets, and you did nothing but sedate them and wait. Judge Caprio picks up a file. Let me tell you about one specific case. Sarah Mitchell brought you her golden retriever, Max. Max was 8 years old and had a torn ACL. You told Sarah that Max needed immediate surgery costing $12,000 or he would lose the ability to walk. Sarah drained her savings to pay you. What happened to Max? Pierce, shifts uncomfortably. I performed the surgical procedure as discussed. You performed the procedure. Dr. Pierce, we have security footage. You sedated Max, placed him on the operating table, sat in your office for 90 minutes checking social media, then woke him up and applied bandages. You never made a single incision. You never touched his knee. Max woke up with the same torn ACL he came in with. Pierce's jaw tightens. Surgical techniques vary. Perhaps I used a minimally invasive approach. Minimally invasive. Dr. Pierce, you did nothing. And when Sarah brought Max back 2 weeks later, still limping, you told her the surgery was successful. But Max needed physical therapy at $300 per session. She paid for 12 sessions before taking Max to another vet who discovered no surgery had ever been performed. That second surgery to actually repair Max's ACL cost another $10,000. Sarah Mitchell paid you $22,000 total for a surgery you never did and therapy for a problem you never fixed. Judge Caprio's voice grows colder. But Max survived. Let me tell you about the animals that did not survive. He picks up another file. Emma Rodriguez brought you her cat, Luna. Luna was 5 years old and had a small bladder stone. You told Emma that Luna needed emergency surgery or she would die within days. Emma paid $8,000. You scheduled the surgery. What happened to Luna? Pierce looks down. Unfortunately, some animals do not survive surgical procedures despite our best efforts. Best efforts? Dr. Pierce, you never performed surgery on Luna. Security footage shows you sedated her, waited 30 minutes, then administered a lethal injection. You killed Luna and told Emma she died during surgery. Emma mourned a cat that you murdered. Why did you kill Luna? Pierce's voice cracks. The cat was suffering. I made a humane decision. Humane? Dr. Pierce, 3 other veterinarians reviewed Luna's medical records. All 3 stated that the bladder stone was minor and easily treatable. Luna should have lived another 10 years. You killed a healthy cat and charged her owner $8,000 for a surgery you never performed. That is not humane. That is murder for profit. Judge Caprio's hands clenched the documents. Let me tell you about another victim. Michael Chen brought you his service dog, Bailey. Bailey was a trained companion animal that helped Michael manage PTSD from military service. Bailey had hip dysplasia. You told Michael that Bailey needed a $12,000 surgery immediately or would need to be euthanized within weeks. Michael, a veteran on disability, took out a loan he could not afford. What happened to Bailey? Pierce remains silent. I will tell you what happened. You sedated Bailey, did nothing for 2 hours, then euthanized him. You told Michael that Bailey died during surgery from complications. Michael was devastated. He lost his service animal and his emotional support. He spiraled into depression. He attempted suicide twice. Bailey was not dying, Dr. Pierce. Bailey's hip dysplasia was manageable with medication. You killed Michael's reason to stay alive and charged him $12,000 for the privilege. How do you justify that? Pierce breaks down. I did not know about Michael's mental health. I was trying to prevent suffering. Prevent suffering? Bailey was not suffering. You killed him for $12,000, and when Michael needed his service dog most, you had already murdered him and lied about it. Judge Caprio leans forward. Let me tell you what else investigators found. You specifically targeted elderly pet owners and people with emotional attachments to their animals. You knew they would pay anything. You told them their pets needed expensive surgeries. You performed fake operations or killed healthy animals. Then you charged insurance companies and owners for procedures that either never happened or were never necessary. You built a $2.1 million fraud empire on the trust of people who loved their pets. Pierce's voice is desperate. I had expenses. The clinic was struggling. I needed income to keep the doors open. Keep the doors open, Dr. Pierce. While you were crying poverty, You purchased a vacation home, a luxury car, and took multiple international trips. You were not struggling, you were stealing from people who trusted you with their family members. Judge Caprio picks up a recording. Dr. Pierce, you made the mistake of discussing your operation with someone you thought was a friend. This person was actually an investigator. Let me play this recording. The courtroom hears Pierce's voice, casual and boastful. People will pay anything to save their pets. You tell them surgery or death, they choose surgery every time. I do not even need to actually operate. Sedate them, wake them up, collect payment. Easiest money I have ever made. If the animal keeps having problems, I schedule more procedures. It is a gold mine. The courtroom sits in horrified silence. Judge Caprio's voice cuts like ice. Dr. Pierce, you just heard yourself describe animals as a gold mine. You bragged about fake surgeries being easy money. You exploited people's love for their pets. How do you explain this? Pierce is sobbing. I said things I did not mean. I was exaggerating. I always cared about animals. You cared about animals. Dr. Pierce, you killed 83 of them. You let treatable conditions become fatal. You euthanized healthy pets. You told families their beloved companions died despite your best efforts when the truth is you murdered them for profit. That is not caring. That is the opposite of everything a veterinarian should be. Judge Caprio takes a deep breath. Nathan Pierce, you took an oath to protect animals. Families trusted you with their most beloved companions. Children brought you their puppies, believing you would keep them safe. Elderly people brought you their only friends, believing you would extend their lives. And you betrayed every single one of them for money. Pierce's face crumbles completely. Your Honor, please, I can never practice again, I understand that. But prison will not bring back the animals. Let me work to pay restitution. Let me volunteer at shelters. Just please give me a chance to make amends. Make amends? Dr. Pierce, Emma Rodriguez still cries when she thinks about Luna. Michael Chen's PTSD symptoms returned so severely after Bailey's death that he is on permanent disability. Sarah Mitchell's trust in veterinarians is destroyed. You cannot make amends for that level of betrayal. Judge Caprio's voice becomes firm. For fraud totaling $2.1 million, I am imposing a sentence of 10 years in state prison. For animal cruelty resulting in the deaths of 83 animals, an additional 8 years. For practicing veterinary medicine with criminal intent, an additional 4 years. Your sentences will run consecutively for a total of 22 years in state prison. The courtroom erupts. Pierce collapses, wailing. 22 years, Your Honor. I will be 70. I will die in prison. You will die in prison. Dr. Pierce, 83 animals already died because of you. Their families had to live with grief you caused. Now you will live with the consequences of your cruelty. Additionally, your veterinary license is permanently revoked. You are ordered to pay full restitution of $2.1 million to victims. All assets are seized immediately. You are banned from owning, working with, or being near animals for the rest of your life. And you will serve every day of your 22 years, knowing that you betrayed the creatures who trusted you most. The bailiffs move forward. As handcuffs click around Pierce's wrists, Judge Caprio delivers final words. Nathan Pierce, you were supposed to be a healer. Families brought you their beloved pets, believing you would protect them. Instead, you turned their trust into profit and their love into exploitation. You killed healthy animals, performed fake surgeries, and destroyed families for money. Today you learned that betraying innocent creatures demands the harshest consequences. Within hours, Riverside Animal Hospital closes permanently. Pet owners share stories of lost animals, Other families whose pets died under Pierce's care realize they may have been victims too. New veterinary oversight regulations begin. Sarah Mitchell's Max, now properly treated by an honest vet, runs again. But Luna, Bailey, and 81 others are gone forever. Sometimes the most important lesson about trust comes from watching someone who was supposed to heal instead destroy. Nathan Pierce walked into that courtroom hoping to characterize murder as medicine. He was dragged out in handcuffs, headed to 22 years in prison, where he will die knowing he spent his career betraying the animals who trusted him most. If you believe veterinarians who kill animals for profit deserve maximum punishment, please like and subscribe. See you in the next video. Stay healthy.